So we are nearly arrived at the end of this journey with Creepy Mahjong. Next things that I have to do will be just to click the button and publish the game. This because my last build has been finally approved, so everything is fine. I don't have to do anything else than just publish the game. Of course, I can just advertise and do this kind of stuff, but the big chunk of the work to do is done, and nothing else to do in addition to launch the game, and of course after follow up the game with maybe advertising some on my customized level, and have a feedback with players, fix the bugs and these kind of things here. But for this, like I say, my experience is completed. Finally I can just move on to something different. The publishing date of the game is 26 October, so it will be outside of this yearly diary that I'm doing now. Next week's the last video, but I will still keep you posted about how the game is going and what's happening. By the way, the goal of this game, I remind you, that was not making money. So for me, it was more like the experience and see how can I finish a proper game and developing and releasing it on Steam, because I already done other games but not released on Steam. I also create a game for customer, so it's the different story. So finally I can say, okay, I can add on my portfolio one game that is on Steam and learn all the process that actually is very complicated and very let's say annoying to publish a game on Steam. Hopefully it's worth for the future, at least for my next games that I will be able to publish on Steam. For the next week, I'm going to talk about generic advice, let's say this way, about from my experience of this yearly journey I've done it. So we not anything focused on particular game like a Creepy Mahjong, but just generic advice, especially considering what's happening in the world in the last 2 years. So it's a little bit new evolution of things. So how you can maybe survive from my point of view if you follow some of my tips. Like I survive with basically no income, just a little bit of income for 1 year. So that can help you to understand how can you hold on until you start finally to release one after another game, and then finally get some income from those games. Still about talking about the Creepy Mahjong, I forgot to mention that was quite hard to do this last adjustment, because basically there is no complete support, especially for Construct 2 with the plugin. Everything's quite obsolete. Had a little bit help from people in the community, but really is not so straightforward process like maybe with other engine. I'm not sure about that, I'm just guessing, but still is doable. It takes a little bit of time, and for me it was really stressful to do now in a little bit in a rush, because as you know, in the previous weeks I had a lot of problems. I still am facing these problems, so really I have only a little bit of time to focus on game development. So it's more now like a life adjustment, life balancing, and then try to organize for what's happening later. About that, so for Creepy Mahjong, I will just let you know what's happening in the future, and that's it. Nothing else to do, as I said before. But I have to say thank you very much to every one of you that support me in developing the game, give me feedback on person or over the internet, because it helped me really a lot to improve the game. But also I say thank you very much to everyone that support me in general during my journey, not only for this year but even in the past, and even to you that you're actually watching the video. Everyone just really helped me to go on, because for me, even this diary that I have to do once per week, so I force myself to do it weekly. Sometimes was very hard because it was really busy, stressful time, but really push me to keep going on and don't give up, don't delay things that as I could have done in the past, like postpone things, like Creepy Mahjong I postponed for 3 years until I finish. So that was really something that I really have to say thank you very much to every one of you that support me. Also, as usual, everyone that supports me on Patreon as well, that really much big help from that side as well. And I think that's it for this. I don't want just to keep talking about the same stuff. I don't want also to spoil anything for the next week. Next week will be a different video from the usual. So maybe you can keep some note and let's see what's happening as a suggestion. Thank you again and see you next week. Bye.